Do you want to own an airline stock? And if you do you want to own Delta Airlines? Let me tell you all the reasons why you don't want to own an airline stock. And that's nothing to do with Delta Airlines, fine company, as we'll get into it. But airline stocks, airline companies are volatile. They're not the only thing that goes up and down. The stock prices go up and down with the frequency of their planes. Let's take a look here at Delta. You see it's at $42 a share. High was about 54. But down in the 2011, 2010, it was $10 a share. What goes into an airline stock? Pretty simple. The recipe is money. Is it cheaper? Is it expensive? And what's the price of fuel that runs those big engines? Delta has had many favorable headwinds in the last 18 months, and that's why it's been a $50 stock, not a $10 stock. But if you're thinking, do I want to own the class of airline stocks, keep this in mind as well. There's a lot of competition out there. Budget airlines go all over the world now, not just to your hometown. You can fly around the world on budget airlines. Plus, commercial listed companies like Delta have to compete with state-owned airlines. Emirates, Qatar, there are many giants out there, and they're supported by their home governments. So Delta, which is a private company owned by its shareholders, has to be at the top of its game. So that's the reasons you don't want to own an airline stock. Why do you want to own Delta? Let me tell you, Delta's an interesting company. It trades at $42 a share. The PE on that stock is 6-7 times, very inexpensive historically. What's another good thing about Delta? Delta looks like to me a well-run company. I don't have any special insights into the management, but they're great at earning cash, keeping cash, and using that cash to pay down its debt. So in this coming year, fiscal 2016, it's a good chance Delta will have free cash flow of $6 billion, an unprecedented amount of money when you consider Delta itself's only worth 33 billion in market capitalization. What can they do with that money? They can pay down debt, and debt is what kills airlines. Price of oil goes up, price of money goes up, passenger loads go down, and the next thing you know, an airline is not flying high, except maybe in their service, but they're declaring bankruptcy, and that's what you want to avoid if you're buying an airline stock. Do I think Delta is a company that you should own? I think you have to give it a serious look. It's relatively cheap, very cheap, 7 times earnings. The free cash flow of any company that's $4, $5, $6 billion is a success story. They've got a modern fleet, they've got excellent management, and they have a global network. The United States, Europe, the Far East, pretty soon all over Latin America. So it's a big footprint of a company and a successful company. And if they can pay down the debt, it's a home run. But keep in mind, airline stocks are volatile. That's all the time we have today on The Investment Advisor. I'm your host, Matthew Stevenson, in partnership with Dukascopy TV. Remember, money can take care of you. It cannot take care of itself.